Hello everyone and welcome back to another video! So today I wanted to do something a little different. I wanted to be more personable. I wanted to do a segment where I just, get to hang out with you all, almost like a FaceTime call. So welcome to Flawless Kevin's After Hours. It is the nighttime. Okay, we got the ambient lighting. We got some neon lights. We got the glow. We love it here. I asked you all on Instagram stories to ask me any questions pertaining to the LGBT plus community, whether it's something that you want to learn more about me or something that you need help on, because henty, I'm 25 years old. It's not that old, but I'm experienced, so I am here to help you, besties. Sit back, relax, grab a snack, get a drink, grab a boba, I don't know. And without further ado, let's get into the Q and gay. So the first question is, how did you know that you were in the LGBT plus community? I knew I was gay at a very young age, at a ripe age of 4 years old. I remember very clearly, it was preschool. I was obsessed with the Powerpuff Girls, mind you, so I had a little Powerpuff Girl backpack. And so I remember one of these days that I was playing in the playground for preschool, these girls were playing Powerpuff Girls. They were like role playing and I was like, oh my God, girlies, can I join? And they were like, yes, of course, you can be Mojo Jojo. I was appalled, I was shook. Oh my goodness. So the fact that I knew I wanted to be, one of the Powerpuff Girls and I didn't want to be a green supervillain monkey probably was a sure sign that, I probably wasn't a heterosexual. But interests aside, because interests don't dictate your sexuality, there was also an experience in preschool that this girl had a crush on me and I was really repulsed by that idea. I remember her following me around and I was like, girl, like get away from me. Like what you follow me for? Get away from me. And so I told her, I was like, get away from me, like gross. Like I'm not into you like that. And so she stopped following me and then she followed some other guy literally the next second. So I think for me, it was just knowing what I like and what I don't like and really sticking to that and standing my ground and what I really feel the most comfortable in. And so I didn't feel comfortable with the idea of a girl having a crush on me. I didn't feel comfortable playing a more masculine role. So just, I feel like things like that you should notice within yourself and hopefully you can get a clear answer. How to combat internalized homophobia. There was a phase in my life where I was bisexual, but not to say that bisexual is a stepping stone to being gay, because bisexuals are valid. But with my personal experience, for me, I was bisexual because it was almost like me trying to conform to what my parents and society expected of me while still like having the other half of me being true to who I was. But that was a lie, y'all. So how to combat that? I think you have to come to a point and understand that you have to live for you, you know what I mean? Life is too short to really be living for other people's expectations and standards and rules and regulations. And I think you need to just start living life for yourself, of course, with safety in mind. Internalized homophobia in a sense where maybe you don't like other LGBT people, like that's another different story. That was Chad, Chad. Honestly, just FaceTime a friend, be more vulnerable. And I know it can be scary to be more vulnerable and talk about your feelings to a friend or, your siblings, but I think that's a good way to really cope with your emotions and really help you sort your feelings out. Because if you bottle it in, it's really hard to like organize it by yourself, and it's okay to ask for help. Sometimes we need help, okay? That's what friends and family are for. How did I figure out my pronouns and gender identity and gender expression? It's all about whatever makes you feel good in your own skin, whatever makes you feel confident, whatever makes you feel comfortable, whatever makes you feel happy, whatever makes you feel sexy, y'all. So with pronouns, for me, like, imagine going a day with a different set of pronouns just to see how that would feel if, you want to maybe think about that. So for me, I'd be like, ooh, if I went a day and had people call me by she, her pronouns, would I feel comfortable with that? And I'm like, honestly, no. So my pronouns are he, him, and his, but I will say I'm not comfortable with like dude or bro or like being called handsome, but I don't mind he, him, and his. I don't mind king, I don't mind daddy. With my gender, I feel like that's a constant battle consistently, even to this day, I remember at a point where I bounced back and forth between non-binary and just being straight up male because back then, I feel like when I identified as non-binary, there were a lot of people, even within the LGBT plus community, that were invalidating my identity. They were like, oh, how are you non-binary, but you go by he, him? Like, non-binary people have to be androgynous. They have to go by they, them pronouns. And at the end of the day, non-binary really is that. It's not in the binary. Non-binary people don't owe you androgyny. Non-binary people don't owe you gender neutral pronouns. At the end of the day, like, who cares? Like, that's none of your business, you know what I mean? Whatever makes them feel good, allow that to them. And I don't think people should be gatekeeping these like identities, especially other LGBT people. Like, oh my goodness. So I think for me, as of 2021, my pronouns are he, him. My gender I would consider to be non-binary, genderqueer, but I don't mind, you know, male pronouns like daddy or king as well. So, you know what, whatever makes me feel good, I hope y'all can respect it and not gatekeep. At one point I thought I was transgender too, because I do present more femininely and I, you know, feel more feminine in a sense. And so I would consider like, oh, if I had, you know, body dysmorphia, am I okay with my chest? Am I okay with my body parts down there? You know what I mean? I would literally have moments where I would reflect and think like, am I okay with everything that I have and am right now? And, you know, I'll sit there and be like, honestly, yeah. And I would imagine, what if I had, you know, other body parts or stuff like that? And I would be like, honestly, I don't think that feels right on me. And so I think by, you know, reflecting and experiencing things that you like and you don't like, it really helps you narrow down your gender and hopefully it gives you more clarity. Now with gender expression, I just wear whatever the heck I want. I started wearing girl clothes, or excuse me, feminine clothing, because, you know, clothes don't got a gender. I started wearing feminine clothing, it was an accident because there was a bunch of shirts in the men's section, but they accidentally were supposed to be in the women's section and they were put there by mistake. And so I decided to get one and my mom bought it for me and the lady was like, oh, this is a woman's shirt, you still want it? And I was like, yeah. And my mom was like, okay. I also came to the realization that like, guy clothes are kind of boring. Like with feminine clothing, there's just so many more options. There's like cropped, there's different scarves, there's different heels and shoes and pants and skirts and dresses. And then guys are like, shirt and pants. He finishes before me and leaves me unhappy. Do I talk to him? Absolutely. If a guy doesn't finish you and you want to be finished, you need to communicate that. Communication is key in any relationship, okay? You need to tell them, be like, these are my needs. I would love to be touched this way. I would love to feel this. I would love if you did this for me. I want my energy to be reciprocated, period. How to know someone's pronouns without being rude or intruding. I personally think it's okay to ask someone's pronouns. You know, people always misgender me on accident. They think I'm a woman. They'll always be like, oh, hi ma'am, this way ladies. And I'm just like, yep, no, that's not right, but that's okay. You know, it's up to the person to correct you if not, or you can always just ask saying, hey, like, I just wanna, you know, be respectful. What are your pronouns? And then they will tell you. I feel like that is now a normal occurrence, especially since I've been on a lot of Zoom calls lately. People before the meeting beforehand, they will all be like, my name is so-and-so, these are my pronouns, during their introductions. That way, you know, people feel comfortable talking about it. And I feel like nowadays, like, it's becoming a norm, so don't be shy. Are you gay? No. I'm planning on coming out to my dad soon, but he's super closed-minded. Any tips? As always, safety is #1, so make sure you really analyze your environment and your situation and all that stuff. And make sure that you also have a good support system. And once everything seems to be in place and you don't feel, you know, like you're gonna be harmed in any way, physically or mentally, or being kicked out, then I think, you know, again, communication is key. I think you should just be upfront and straightforward and honest with how you feel. Being like, hey, you know, I've been feeling this way for a really long time, but I just wanted to let you know that I'm whatever, you know, keep it short, keep it concise, keep it clear. You got it. I believe in you, okay? We believe in you. The Flawless fam, everybody sound off down below because we're here for each other. Was it hard coming out and are you dating anyone? For me, it was difficult coming out to my mom. I came out to my mom in the car ride on the way to the dentist. I did a whole reenactment video, link will be in the description down below. There was a part of me that felt like I would disappoint her. I didn't want to be rejected. I didn't want to feel like a failure. I didn't want to feel like an outcast. And so yeah, it was definitely hard. And also when I did come out, I wasn't even sure if I was fully gay because I was like, maybe I'm bi, but I pulled the band-aid. I said, Mom, I like boys. And although she didn't receive it very well at the time, it felt like such a relief. It was like a boulder lifted off my chest because at the end of the day, like, well, now I don't have to do it ever again. You know what I mean? Like, now she knows and it's up to her how she handles it. And of course, I hope everyone goes through it and has a good experience. But in my case, it did take some time for her to understand, but eventually she came around and, you know, we all lived happily ever after, so. And if I'm dating anyone, no, but I currently do have a little FWB situation, okay? A little friends with benefits that I'm hanging out with, and we're just having fun, getting to know each other, that's all. Nothing too romantic or serious, and I think as long as you communicate, you know, your expectations and your needs and set boundaries, I think what's the harm in it? If you aren't following me on my Instagram at FlawlessKevin, I post a lot of boy updates about this FWB on my stories, so be sure to go and follow me there if you want to see the tea. And the last question is, since being in the LGBTQ plus community, what is one thing that you have experienced that will stick with you forever? I did pride meetups back in the day, and I would love to do that again, but obviously the panorama is happening. I did a pride meetup in Seattle one year, and then I did a pride meetup in Portland, Oregon another year, and being in a group with you all, like meeting the Flawless fam, putting a name to a face, and like just seeing y'all interact with each other, and like it was just so nice to see that we are able to relate to one another, whether it be our sexualities or our interests with anime, K-pop, BTS, makeup. It was just so nice to see that, you know, we're not alone in this and we have each other. So I definitely would say my favorite experiences being in the LGBTQ plus community is the community aspect of it all. And like, I love DMing you all. So if you aren't even like following me on Instagram, I reply to DMs as well. Feel free to talk to me, don't be shy. I love you all so much, and I wish that we could meet and do all that stuff again, but very soon, y'all. Hopefully very soon. Alrighty, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, like this video up. Also, let me know down below if you want to see more chill videos like this. Does it feel like we're hanging out? Does it feel like we're FaceTiming? I don't know. I just wanted to do something different. Thank you to everyone who asked me questions. I hope that this inspired you, empowered you, made you reflect and think a little bit more about yourself, and hopefully this will, you know, serve its purpose in impacting you in a positive way for you to take action for your lives. And so, as always, I'm here for you all. You're here for each other, and I love that. Be sure to go and follow me on all my other social platforms such as TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram, all at FlawlessKevin. That way we can stay connected and get to know each other a little bit more on a one-to-one basis. And again, we're here for each other, so. Also be sure to go and subscribe to my vlog channel where I vlog every single week, and you get to hang out with me on a personal basis, and it's so much fun over there. I'm actually going to Portland, Oregon after filming this video, but by the time you see this video, it had already happened, so that vlog will be up. But yes, I love you all so much. Happy Pride, and remember everyone, to be flawless is to be yourself. Bye!